Well, this film proves it. If you want to call your movie Hitman and have it be successful, both financially and critically, then you will have to translate the title so no one knows it's called Hitman. Well, at least initially. Sicario. In my opinion, it's quite a film. The story follows FBI agent Kate Mercer. After being almost killed by a bomb during a house raid, she is given the chance to volunteer for a special task force. It will allow her to join in the pursuit of a big drug cartel. She accepts, but soon realizes that she's being kept in the dark about what's exactly going on. In her pursuit of the truth, she learns the reality of her value to the team. Sicario is one of many films I unfortunately did not get to experience in the cinema last year. My schedule was beyond insane. But of course, given the talent responsible for its creation, I could not pass up by any means the chance to watch it, even if it was at home, courtesy of good old Netflix. I watched it twice, and I did so because I wanted to make sure I knew, understood, comprehended what was going on. And during my second viewing, things did click more into place. And also during my second viewing, I realized that the director, Denis Villeneuve, is the same man who directed Prisoners and Enemy. I personally think Enemy was too ambiguous, but Prisoners was very interesting, and I actually think you could take the title of that film and apply it to this film. Emily Blunt's character, for instance, is a prisoner of the system she works within. And without spoiling anything, Benicio del Toro's character is a prisoner of his past. Between the two of them, there is a lot of repressed emotion, and to really tap into what's being repressed, you have to be a truly engaged viewer and read in between the visuals. Doing that also uncovers the strength of director Denis Villeneuve, which is giving us layered characters who feel as though they exist in the real world, outside of the movie. That is most likely why no performance feels like an act. There is a refreshing, authentic attitude given by each actor, and that makes the relationships, both friendly and unfriendly, feel organic. Combining that with Villeneuve's ability to build suspense gives Sicario a very healthy heartbeat, and that heartbeat rises at the appropriate times. And one example of the film's faster heartbeat is the border sequence. There are multiple hostiles in two vehicles, and when the agents leave their cars to meet them with their guns at the ready, the cinematography and editing establish and maintain clarity in the geography. And with that clarity, we spend our time yearning for what comes next, and not for wondering where everyone is. Filmmaker nerdiness aside, I think the most effective aspect of this movie is how it shows a journey of morality, beginning with Kate's tender reaction to the actions of her fellow agents, ultimately arriving at the point where she must cross her moral boundary to survive. In my opinion, this movie is not about overcoming an obstacle, it's about accepting what's not within our control. In this whole movie, there are two scenes that stand out for me, but personally, my favorite scene is near the end, and it involves Benicio del Toro. It's a really bittersweet scene, because he gets revenge for an act that destroyed his life, but what he does to get that revenge is really hard to watch. But I love the scene all the same, and it's because it's a really delicate moment, and yet it's played out in such a way that when I saw it, I thought to myself, of course it played out like that. How else would it have played out? That's when I know instinctually that nothing about that scene was forced, and that as a result of the effort put in by everyone involved, both in front of and behind the camera, we were given the illusion of an effortless sleight of craft. My notes for improvement fall under sexism and the sound editing. During many scenes, the dialogue is mumbled, making it really hard to understand what is being said, and I really wish in those times the audio levels were raised, making it easier to understand what's being said. The sexism was a consistent irritation for me personally. Throughout the film, Kate Mercer is being controlled by men who basically use her for their own benefit, and none of them really ever take her methodology seriously. It's frustrating, especially when she almost gets killed, and Josh Brolin's character later comments that she got herself into that position. Way to be a compassionate colleague. On the positive side, this movie is a very useful teaching tool for students of filmmaking. It is very well produced and showcases the talent of very thoughtful storytellers. I give Hitman, aka Sicario, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you an inspiring day.